Hey, what's going on, everyone? So, lesson 12, we're talking about artificial intelligence, one of my favorite topics of discussion. Artificial intelligence is something that I hope to get into in the near future. I really think it's the way companies and businesses and different let's say systems are going. By 2020, about 85% of the market is going to be automated by artificial intelligence, whether it be like signing in, signing out, whether it be data science like Watson and IBM. Personally, I'm working on my own AI bot. Essentially, it's going to be a learning management system that helps with procedural teacher administration things. So essentially, an AI bot that is your teacher assistant for the teacher and for the student. So maybe you guys will use it one day, maybe you won't, who knows. But getting into artificial intelligence and the importance of it, I keep up to date with it a lot. So there's been a lot of discussions, and just today I was talking about it on my Facebook TV show. I do a live show every Monday night, which I just got back from actually, where we talk about trending news and topics. And this week we talked about how Facebook just had to unplug their AI bot because this bot, this bot started communicating with another bot in its own language. It created its own language after, I don't know the exact time that they were conversating, but anyhow, it was able to create its own language, and it is said to be more efficient than human language. And you would think English is efficient, but it's like the hieroglyphics, where like a picture means 1,000 words. So it was very cool to see how this bot or this artificial intelligence is able to, this is the cool part, they're able to find their mistakes and they're able to correct them very fast. They don't have to go through what we humans do of, breaking habits, breaking self, figuring out how to overcome these, creating new habits. With robots, they fix it instantaneously because it's in their DNA. It's how they're coded to fix their solutions. So they'll find the fastest and most efficient way to correct it in that time period. So artificial intelligence is really, I believe, the way of the future, but it can also be very scary, as Elon Musk would say, and he would say that Mark Zuckerberg doesn't know really the limits or the potential and doesn't know too much about artificial intelligence, even though Facebook uses it every single day. So they were going through, this is just a short thing, Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg were going back at it, back and forth. Mark Zuckerberg saying all the positives about it, and Elon Musk saying that, we need to start setting these regulations now for the bots, not for when these bots start to really develop, because then it'll be too late. Because then these bots will be so much smarter than us that they're going to be able to make moves 5, 10, 20 steps ahead of us, and then we'll never be able to catch up because it will just be exponential, and then we're really screwed. But then, so then to even talk about more about artificial intelligence, there was a bots created. It's not Sudoku, but it's a game, Chinese or Japanese game, where you use white and black pebbles, and essentially you're supposed to cover the most amount of space, and the person who covers the most amount of space at the end of the game wins. So the number 1 and 2 player in the world actually were defeated by an AI bot, and one of the champions was defeated not even halfway into the game. He had given up because he knew he was going to lose, because the bot had just positioned its pebbles properly, and the master just knew that there's no winning. So there's a lot of ups and there's a lot of downs. Could it be true? Could iRobot, could all these sci-fi movies really be true, where bots take over, the actual robot bodies that they get put into, and think for themselves? And just to talk about Alan Turing, about the Imitation Game, that has something to say. I have friends who have used AI bots to communicate with clients and were able to close 5-6 figure deals because the bot was able to communicate with them, figure out what they needed, and all my friend had to do was send the invoice. He didn't even have to pitch them. He didn't even have to explain who he was. The guy simply messaged him on his public Facebook page. The bot says, hey, I'm blank's bot. Let's say his name was Joe. Hey, I'm Joe's bot. And my friend does PR. And so the bot goes, hey, I'm Joe's bot. Are you looking to get featured in Forbes Entrepreneur or Inc? Or all three? Boom. And then just ask questions, acting as if it was a person. So I can see, where if a bot was able to communicate with a human for a certain amount of time through a computer, because obviously if it was face to face we would know, and that was the whole part of the experiment, is for us not to be able to decipher, not whether how accurate it was, but for at least the interpreter to think that it was a human communicating, or could potentially be a human communicating. And that speaks volume, because humans are imperfect just like bots are imperfect. So, I could be talking to someone and think it might be a human, but it could very well easily be a bot, and that's happened before. Back in the day when you would call someone and the operator would pick up, sometimes you might have thought it was a person at first, but then 10 seconds later when you say something and then they keep talking, you're like, oh damn, I got the operator. So it's things like that are now developing, that AI could really, take over the world, because it's exponential learning. You get into deep learning, then you get into the bot teaching itself, and that's really scary, because once the bot can start teaching itself, the creator sometimes can be out of the control of it, depending how it's set up. I'm not too familiar with them, but that's the whole idea of like Big Brother and iRobot, is that, they start interpreting information on their own and able to, categorize it and file it away for, to put it wherever they want, because they know where it's going, to be able to keep it secretive from their creators. So, I like AI. Not everyone likes it. Some people are terrified of it, rightfully so. It could really go anywhere, but I'm going to buy into it. I'm going to be on the end that knows a good amount about it, who uses it, so hopefully I don't get caught up into it. Sure as hell I'm not going to use it against anyone's advantage. I really believe in the good, and the only way that AI could be bad is if the people behind it are bad. They wouldn't have gotten that idea anywhere else. So, yeah, well, unless they thought it for themselves, just like they thought to create their own language, because it would be more efficient. But alright, we'll see. I don't know. I love AI. I hope you guys found this interesting. I got a lot to say about it, so if you ever want to chat about it, hit me up. If you're in AI, working on it, technology, hit me up. Always looking to chat and talk to more people. So let me hear some of your comments. Peace.